What's up, y'all? It's DJ Kamoflage. You're listening to episode 3 of the KAMOPOD podcast. I appreciate y'all checking this out. Something new that I'm doing, just kind of weighing in on different topics or subjects that are going on, giving my opinion on different things, or just talking about things that we think are important. I think today's episode of KAMOPOD is going to be relatable to a lot of people. I'm going to be talking about basically just how thought process works and how it affects our daily lives, and just like a pattern that I feel like I've noticed within myself, that as I've kind of brought it up and talked about it to different people, they've related, with it and basically said like, yeah, the same thing happens to me. And I've always wondered why. And it's funny that, I'll bring it up to them and they'll be like, wow, okay, cool. I thought that was me, but yeah, I didn't realize. Okay. Um, but yeah, I appreciate everybody who's been tuning into these. I've been really enjoying doing them so far, and some pretty good feedback. And mostly y'all who started listening to this are fans that've been listening to everything I've been doing or coming out to shows, and good friends and stuff like that. And then, now we're starting to get just some new people who are listening to this, and I appreciate that. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about, just thought process and really how I feel like our minds work when we come up with like new ideas or new things we want to do, like new adventures we want to take in life, or new propositions that come up, or maybe business ideas or stuff like that. Now I know there's like that popular thing going around of like the law of attraction, and we have stuff like the book The Secret. There's also a movie called The Secret, and like a lot of people have been kind of honing in on that. It's been working for a lot of people, which is really cool. But I already know that's out there. That's not what I'm going to be talking about here. But I do want to talk about one kind of specific aspect of that. Because if you look into that, a little bit, law of attraction thing, it talks about kind of like how your thoughts shape the things that you want to do, and your thoughts shape the different parts of your life. But what I want to look at is just one thing, and the one thing that I want to look at is this, and I want to see how many people relate to it. Um, and it's this: it's when you first think of something, your thought process automatically goes negative. All right, so we were just talking about like, law of attraction and stuff like that. That's like a whole plethora of different things, and it's kind of like a long term. I'm just talking about in the short term. How come in that like first 1 second of having a thought or a new idea, our mind goes negative immediately? A very simple example. Think of, what if I start this new business? And the very first thing your mind thinks of is, well, what if you fail? See, that sucks. And a lot of like how it should work is, if you're thinking, hey, I want to start a new business, the next thought should normally be, and I use normally loosely because who's normal really? But the next thought should be, okay, what I want to do for that business. How am I going to start it? What type of capital would I need? Oh, how cool would it be to have my own business? Oh, cool, I could support my family. But for some reason, I feel like our natural thought process, in like the first second that the idea enters our head, goes immediately negative. And I fucking hate that, yo. So, or here's like another example. Like sometimes you'll just think of somebody that you love, somebody that is a friend of yours, a colleague, a coworker. You'll think of them maybe because you need to call them, or you'll think of them because you'll think about, running into them today. And for a lot of people, the second you think of that person, your thought process immediately goes to, oh, I hope they like me. Or sometimes like, man, I hope that person doesn't think I'm a dick. Or you think, I wonder if she likes me. Instead of going into like the next thought being, you think of that person and then it's like, oh yeah, me and him are really cool, or me and her are really cool, or It was cool running into them today. Like, you plan a trip. You know, hey, I really want to go to Hawaii. Hey, I really want to go to Alaska. Hey, I really want to go to China. A lot of times you'll think of that. Hey, I really want to go to Thailand. And then your brain's first thought will be, I hope I don't die. And it's like, what the fuck, man? That sucks. If I'm thinking about a dope ass trip that I want to go on, my next thought after I think of, let's say, the destination should be something fun. Something like, man, I can't wait to get there. I can't wait to see what I'm going to do. I heard that place is dope. You know, even if it's like not even a specific place that you're thinking of, even if it's just something as general as, man, I want to take a trip. Instead of our mind automatically jumping to, yeah, that would be cool. Let's think of where we want to go. Your mind jumps to, well, are you sure you can go on a trip right now? You sure you got the kind of money to do that right now? You sure you can take the time off from work to do? It's like, fuck, bro. Why does it do that? Why does it jump to something fucking negative? You know? Sometimes we think about our kids, and the first thing we think of is something that'll worry us. You'll think of your son, the first thing you think is, I hope he doesn't get sick. It's like, well, was he sick recently? No, but I just hope he doesn't get sick. It's like, why does our mind automatically jump to the worst possible situation, worst possible scenario? I'm not saying like you're a negative person for doing this. And I don't think I am either. But what I'm saying is, for some reason, our brains are naturally trained this way. Like, I don't know if it has to do with survival. You know, like our brain assesses risk before it assesses reward for some fucking reason. And it sucks. I'll tell you what, I know it's there. I feel blessed by the fact that I can like recognize it. Like, I feel blessed by the fact that I noticed that pattern in my head where I'll think of that first initial thought and my brain will go something immediately negative. Man, I really hope I put on this dope ass DJ. Man, I really hope I can play at this dope ass festival coming up in a couple months here. But my next thought, what will it be? Well, what if you got shit going on during that time? It's like, what the fuck? No. My next thought should be, cool. How do we make that happen? Right? So I feel like if, let's say, I have, like, I've done good at reducing it. Okay. If, let's say, I have 20 thoughts in a week period that are like ideas or new risks I want to take or new adventures I want to go on. Let's just say 20 is a number. It's normally a lot more than that, but let's just say 20 to keep it small. Um, I would say I've been able to harness like 13 or 14 of them to immediately go to a positive thought, which I feel really blessed. It was like obviously really hard, but like I'm saying, there's still like 6 or 7 of them slipping through the cracks where I'll think of it and it'll immediately jump to something negative. And sometimes I won't even notice I'm going to something negative like immediately. Like I'll think of it, then I'll think the negative thought, and I'll go with the negative thought like for a fucking while in my head for like 5 minutes, and then I'll fucking catch it. And then I'll be like, wait a minute, why the fuck have I been thinking like this for like 5 minutes? What the hell is wrong with me, right? And I'll stop. Other times I'll think of, the new adventure I want to go on, the new idea I want to do, the new song I want to make or something like that. And the next thought in my head after that idea will be negative, and I'll stop right there and I'll be like, fuck, I did it again, right? So in those situations are a lot better because obviously I'm not carrying on the thought for like 5 minutes before I catch it and then move on to something positive. But then a good majority of them now, I would say like 14, like I was saying, 14 out of the 20, I've been able to, understand, like basically understand that I'm about to think of something that I want to do or something that I want to make happen or some, innovative thought I'm about to have. And I'll be able to get my mind right after I think of it to jump to something positive. So I really want to play at Tao Beach next week for my birthday. And the next thought will be, cool, where are we going to stay at? We're going to stay at Venetian? Okay, cool. If we're going to stay at Venetian, what? We're going to get a suite? Instead of my first thought being, cool, I really want to play at Tao Beach next week for my birthday, and normally my next thought would have been, well, what if nobody comes? Well, how are you going to get yourself booked? It's like, fuck that, dude. That's the fucking bull fucking shit that keeps you limited, bro. Those are the fucking thoughts that scare you and stop you from pursuing the shit that you should be fucking pursuing. And like I said, I don't know if it was like it's a natural, like something from nature that was put in us to like prevent us, like so that, because obviously everybody's thing is to stay alive like as long as possible, right? So like taking risks don't really go hand in hand with staying alive, even if it's small shit. Like, I'm not saying, when you're about to jump off of a cliff, your mind goes, no, don't do it. Obviously, bro. Obviously, I'm not saying, when, you pull a gun out and your mind jumps to, hey man, be careful with this thing, that you're not supposed to do that. No, obviously that's the shit that your body's telling you, hey, don't die right now, survive. But the shit where like stuff like death or stuff like failure, and shit like that is the next thing that comes to mind after, like, fuck that shit, dude. No. The next thing that comes after you have a positive moment in your life or a positive thought in your head or a new idea, innovation, or a new relationship you want to make with somebody, or a fucking new house you want to buy, or a new car you want to get, or, a new next level of your relationship, let's say, the next thought should not be something that causes fear. It should not be something that causes you to like step back and not want to do it. It shouldn't be something that makes you want to just go back inside and be like, why did I even try? No. The very first thought after we have these things should be something positive that pushes us in the direction of making that fucking shit happen. I hate when my fucking mind tries to fucking limit me right off the fucking bat. It's like, dude, at least let me get like 20 positive thoughts in about that shit before I even hit one. And you know what, God, down the line, let me just not hit any fucking negative ones. Let them all be positive. And I think we can train ourselves to do that. I really do. But I think I don't want to say conditioned, but I think we just kind of naturally have this fucking habit of that very first thing being something that's going to try to stop you or limit you from getting done what you want to get done. Hey, I really want to go back to school. The first thought is, well, what if I fail all my classes? Nah, fuck that. You want to go back to school, the next thought should be, okay, how do I make that shit happen? What school do I want to go to? What classes do I want to take? Boom, 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 boom. And then maybe all the way down the line, after you start to set yourself up, you're going to start to assess the risks, and your mind can start to tell you, okay, this shit might happen. And, you start to think, okay, if I do fail, what's my contingency plan? What's my backup plan? Okay, that's the responsible way of doing things. I get it. I get it. But limiting yourself right off the fucking bat? Nah, fuck that shit. And I hope, whether it's like evolution down the line, whether it's hundreds of years from now or thousands of years from now, our brains will stop doing that shit. Luckily, we as people are smart enough and have enough control over ourselves that we can start, like I said, like I've kind of started to do, like rearrange it a little bit. So anytime you have those, new innovations, thoughts, ideas, things you want to do, the first thoughts about it can be positive. And that's what we need in the world, man. And that's what I want to see amongst my people and my fam and the people that surround me. I'm sure, if you feel the same way, then that's what you want, for the people around you. I'm sure you've probably experienced this before. The next time you do, please catch it. The next time you think, man, I really want to take my girl to Disneyland, and the first thought in your head is, well, that shit's pretty expensive. Catch it. Stop yourself right there. Be like, no, fuck that. Bull fucking shit. All right? The next time you're really fucking hesitant, to call your boss and tell him about something that, that you feel you should be, maybe moving up at your job. And the first thought that pops into your head is, well, I hope he doesn't yell at me. Well, I hope he doesn't take it wrong. What if he takes it? No, fuck that. All right? The next thought in your head should be, okay, cool. How do we approach this? Okay, should I call him at this time? Okay, should I meet him up in person? Should I call him? Should I email? Start thinking about how to make this shit happen instead of the first fucking thought being something that's going to limit you and stop you from making it happen. That's some fucking bullshit. Um, and so, yeah, like next time just try to catch it. And when you do, like pass on the love. You know what I mean? And if you ever like hear your friends kind of talking that way about shit, like stop that shit. If you ever hear your family talking about shit, stop that shit. If this shit right here meant a lot to you, like if the Camo Pod, this episode 3 right here meant a lot to you, talk to people about it, because like I said, that happened to me. I started telling people, hey, when I have thoughts, this is the first thing my shit jumps to. And they're like, yeah, me too. That's fucking bullshit, huh? How do we make that shit stop? And we just started spreading the love. Oh, well, catch it, stop it, flip it on itself. And eventually when you start having those thoughts, your first fucking shit out of your mouth or in your thought process after will be positive. And that's how we're going to get shit done around here. And that's how we're going to stop thinking, well, I don't think I can do that, or that shit's impossible, or what if something goes wrong? Man, fuck that, dude. Failure is fucking bullshit, because really, if you just use all of your failures as a life lesson, then you're never really going to fail. So why the fuck does our minds keep jumping to that? That comes down the line. Assess the risk later. But in the beginning, figure out how to fucking get it done. And figure out what's the best way to make shit happen. And I just think that's the way it's supposed to be. And that's from the thought process of DJ Kamoflage. You know what I mean? Anyways, this has been KamoPod, episode 3 of the DJ Kamoflage podcast. This is just some shit that I'm going to be doing now. It'll be posted to my website, djkamoflage.com, under KamoPod. It'll be posted to my YouTube channel if y'all want to get it there. Please, if you guys agree with this shit, if it meant anything to you, please drop a comment. Share it on your Facebook or share it on whatever social media you're on. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, my new song, Squad, #Squad, just dropped. It's on Spotify. It's on all the apps that you can stream it on or download it on. Go get that. I got the Newport Beach Film Festival show coming up this Thursday, April 27th. I'm going to be DJing from about 10 o'clock to a little past midnight. Holla at me if you guys want to come. That's going to be right here at Lido Plaza, Newport Beach. A lot more Hollywood shows coming up, and we're taking this shit to the road. We're going to spread it worldwide. And I appreciate everybody's support. At DJ Kamoflage, DJ KAMOFLAGE. I appreciate it, y'all. I'll catch you guys next time. There'll be one real soon. Check me out right here on the Camo Pod.